Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Excuse me. When I was a child, I used to love going to the beach. I still remember the excitement of packing the biggest bag I had and smelling my favorite sunscreen, excuse me, in anticipation. But there's one less exciting thing I could never leave home without: the beach entrance fee. If you're confused, wait till you hear this. The privatization of the public maritime domain in Lebanon is alarming. Only 45 kilometers out of 225 kilometers of shoreline is considered public or free of charge. And I'm not only talking about resorts where you have to pay $20 to go to the beach. I'm also talking about private residences that occupy the shore. So you can see in this picture that there are closed doors, closed gates, where the public cannot go through and enjoy the beach. Which is why for my final year project as a bachelor student, I chose this area in my country, Lebanon. It's still one of the remaining pristine beaches with beautiful crystal clear waters and still a chance for people to enjoy the beach for free. Even though it's very clear, crystal clear waters and beautiful sandy, rocky and pebble beaches, there are also a lot of problems. So as you can see in the second shoreline, the red color symbolizes all the illegal properties that were built on the public maritime domain. This is illegal, but it happens. In the second circle down there, you can see that there's a proposed project to build pools and grass on the most vulnerable reef of the area. And this is very alarming because Kfar Abida is home to the Vermitage Reef. It's an endangered Mediterranean reef, home to these exclusive species. A Vermitage Reef is made of gastropods and specific algae, and the rocky shore attracts all these exclusive Mediterranean species that are bound to be extinct. These pictures can show the diversity of this coastline. Sandy beaches, rocky beaches, pebble beaches, all in 3 kilometers only, 3 kilometers of shoreline. And right here we can see the remains of illegal built buildings on the rock terraces. So can you imagine concrete on rock terraces? Illegal settlements right on the shoreline. So what I was proposing for this final year project was a necklace of experiences that will give the people back, that will give the sea back to its people. First of all, I had to contact locals, the municipality, the fishermen, people who used to, who had always a connection with the sea since birth. And I had to do a site survey also based on my personal observation, because I used to frequent this area so often as I don't like paying to go to the beach. The 3 pillars of my strategy are protection, enhancement, and reclamation. And at the core of all of this strategy is the genius loci of the site, which is the spirit of the site. This is why my strategy is focused on conserving this pristine character and local character of this shoreline, but by still enhancing the public space. Because it's there, it's beautiful, but it's not maintained. There is no shade, for instance, on the esplanade. There is no cycling lane, no pedestrian lanes, and no public space. So I started by exploring the esplanade. As you can see, I've added a lot of greenery. cycling lanes, pedestrian lanes, a public space to enjoy the beach. And I focused on this abandoned railway. In Lebanon, we also don't have trains. So this railway is abandoned, but it's still there. The problem here is to alleviate the pressure of the vulnerable vermeted reefs and redirect people into exploring many abandoned spaces of the area. We also have an archaeological site from the Bronze Age. So I designed a park that invites people in while still protecting these ruins, because of course it's also threatened by privatization. Then I encouraged people who have lands but are not using them to invest in the public space. So they get incentives on offering space to park, shuttles, camping sites, and then people could just, you see it's connected, so they could just explore all the area from this park, for example. If they would walk a little bit further, they will find a railway pocket garden, because in this area specifically, there are a lot of homes. So why not offer the people a garden where they can grow together, where they can have agricultural lands, eat together, and just build public space once again. Finally, this is the pearl of my necklace, because it's home to the most endangered rock terraces of the shoreline. So what I did here is design a dual platform of preservation and enhancement character. So I'm preserving these rock terraces because of their vulnerability. I will show you. Here, where you can see these grids, there is concrete that is built on the rock terraces. After consulting some specialists, we decided to remove only what could be removed and plant regenerative species that will help with the regeneration of these rock terraces. But they will be very vulnerable to human trampling, since this is the most frequented area of the site. So this platform creates playscape, tanning areas, exploration of the public space, but protecting the vulnerable reef from human trampling. This axis here is also a concrete remains of a port. This is where I built an elevated axis to allow people in. So this is a learning environment for them to learn about the vermeted reefs and all its species, to observe the fishermen in their natural habitat, of course made of eco-friendly materials. I also focused on the river regeneration because there are 3 estuaries in this plan where river meets sea. This is home to a nursery and of marine biodiversity. So I also focused on the erosion control and planting regenerative and filtration plants. This is also an idea of the public space we are creating. This is the Crythmum maritimum, which is a native species that grows naturally on these rock terraces and will help with the regeneration with time. Finally, the goal of this project is to unify communities, is to reclaim the public space. And hopefully it could be a prototype project to be replicated on Lebanon's coastal zones, emphasizing that the coast is more than just a line. Thank you so much.